Hello and welcome to A Gypsy's Kiss. I'm Shelley here, but I thought, you know what? Let's open up the chat for our friends. Let me know if you can hear. Why not just go live during our usual time and share with everybody? Oh, good. I'm glad you can hear me. Hi, Amy and Stephen. Good to see you guys. So today you may know that Toby is in Washington, D.C. at the Library of Congress, and he's looking specifically for anything by Forrest Fenn. Yeah. Hi, Joel Lewicki, JL, May Bishop, DJ Novatek, Amy Smith, Jeff Mann, and David Dow. Good to see you guys. Thanks for joining in. Again, today Toby won't be here because he's in Washington, D.C. at the Library of Congress, and he's specifically looking for anything related to Forrest Fenn, and he will be sharing whatever he learns with us when he gets back next Tuesday when we have our live show. Until then, I am going to just make a few announcements. Let's see. No book club today, as you may know. So no wine, unfortunately, either. But I do want to remind everybody that we are going to have a fantastic fan appreciation event, and there is a video up about that event and what it entails. And basically, we would like to get all of our subscribers, give you the chance to meet each other, kind of face to face, in a meet and greet format on one of our panel shows. So that will be for that will be for all of you who would like to participate. If you have a webcam or just a cell phone that has capability to join in. If you have capability to join in on a Zoom conversation, then you can sign up too. And again, I'll post that video link in the description box below, but that will fill you in on all the details. And I hope to have many of you sign up. We already have about 15 people signed up that I know of, and we'd love to have more. I wanted to let you know about a new article that came out. It's online at CNBC Make It, and I will post the link. But the title of the article it's in the money section of Make It on CNBC. If you go to cnbc.com and look for Forrest Fenn or the title, which is pretty long, an 87-year-old millionaire buried treasure in the Rockies, and he's offered one main clue. Of course, we all know that Forrest would beg to differ on the word buried, so take that with a grain of salt. I read through the article, and a lot of it is put together from past articles. They do give attribution to all of those articles and that they've thrown together, and they've created a nice little story, but there's not really anything new for those of you who've been in the search for a while. However, it did bring in some new people to the search and a few new subscribers to our channel. So I wanted to get this out and let everybody know about that. And I wanted to welcome all of our new subscribers. So thank you so much for subscribing, and we appreciate you being here. Hope that you'll click on the bell to receive notifications whenever we go live or put out a new video. Look, Joel Lewicki has provided the link for everybody. So if you haven't seen it yet, that's the link. Thank you, Joel. And Joel Lewicki is one of our moderators, and Jimmy Fast is another one of our moderators. So I'm glad to see you guys here today. Thank you for showing up unannounced. I know this was unannounced. I didn't even plan to do it myself until this morning. I said, you know what? I missed those guys. I missed doing this. I missed last night not having a panel show because we can't always make it because of travel. Now Toby's in Washington, D.C. this week. To visit his family. He's got family in Virginia that he's visiting with this weekend, and I'm really excited that he gets to do that. One of his granddaughters is about 3, 4 years old. She's just getting to that really cute age where she's coming up with some really great stories. And I'm so glad he gets to be there to listen to those stories with her. And then her brother is 18 months old, just a cutie. So he's having a great time out there in Virginia. Thank you, Lori. Missed you. Missed me, missed you. That's great. What else? Let's see. I told you about the new article. Oh, just the facts will be coming out tomorrow at this regular time. That's tomorrow, Friday, March 20th. I have to look at what day it is. I should know what day it is because today's my mom's birthday. Happy birthday, Mom. And so tomorrow's the 20th. We'll have just the facts come out. And it's going to be dealing with the question about partnerships. How should you form a partnership, a long distance partnership or a close distance partnership? And Toby and I have a really good discussion about that. So be looking for that to come out tomorrow. And on Sunday evening, we'll have the lineup show that will tell you what shows to expect for the rest of next week. Next week should be a fairly normal week. We might have to cut Tuesday a little bit short because Toby and I are doing one of our very last paid jobs for Video Tarot. We're going to be doing a lot of live streaming out of the B2B Expo, and that's a business to business expo that's held every year. This is their 11th year. And it's put on by Exhibit, which is a local company. And it turns out to be a very, very large trade show. And Toby's always loved to do trade shows. Of course, now that he's retired, he's like, enough already. But this is our last paid job as Video Tarot. So we're excited about it and closing out our Video Tarot career with this B2B Expo. So if you're interested, on Tuesday after our show, we're going to go directly over to the Isleta Resort and Casino. And we will be set up to do live interviews. And we'll let you know where those will be broadcast out at. It could be either the Exhibit Facebook page or the YouTube page. That's still in the decision making process right now. So we will let you know where to find us if you're interested in watching those interviews. And what happens is I do the interviews. Anybody who's got a trade show booth at the B2B Expo can come up and talk with me about their business, promote their business, what they're doing, and just talk about themselves. So that's a lot of fun for us. Let's see. What else? Oh, my show. So I have a new show that came out today. Well, thank you, JL. I really appreciate that. Let me give you a cha-ching for that super chat, $10. Thank you. And oh, wait, it says $2 and then there's a 10 in the remarks. I'm not sure what that's about, but thank you anyway, either way. So for my show, The Softer Side, we came out with a new episode today, and it's the 4 levels of attraction. And I discuss the 4 levels of attraction and the differences between men and women and how they become attracted to each other. So I think it's a really interesting topic for those of you who might be single, or if you have friends or family members who are single, share it with them. It's really an interesting topic. I found a lot of great information as I've been reading and researching, and I like to share that with you. And there's some interesting differences between how men and how women become attracted to each other, and you can really take advantage of that if you learn the differences. So take a look at that at www.thesofterside.me, and that just came out today. So I hope that all of you will take a look at it, because the first 24 hours that you put up a YouTube video is the most important time, and it's what brings it out. YouTube goes, oh, this one's popular. Let's show it to everybody. So if you guys could just go there, take a look, give it a thumbs up, I would appreciate it so much. So thanks. Now, some of you may be wondering, because you helped me with the funding for my life coaching course, my certification course, and you may be wondering how that's going. It's going well. I'm probably about 3/4 of the way through the process. I have probably another month or so to get through it. it could slow me down just a little bit that we are traveling the first week of May. So I'm thinking about that. I also have to do a practicum and a final exam. So I have to schedule that practicum around whoever I work with, around their schedules. So, but I am trying to finish it by the end of May, or at least by mid-June at the latest. So I appreciate once again anybody who contributed to my being able to afford that certification. And I'm going to be continuing on in my education after I get the certification. There's other classes and courses that I will be taking to bolster that up. So if you're interested in helping me out with that, you can always go to our PayPal account at a Gypsy's Kiss .me, is it? Yeah, PayPal/gypsieskiss.me. And if you go there and give us money in our PayPal account and just let Toby know this is for Shelley's education, then he'll make sure that it's earmarked for me. And I really appreciate that because it just helps me, stay focused on my studies and not have to worry so much about, oh, I got to make money to be able to afford the next certification. So I appreciate that. Now, the title it announcements found. Okay, so JPA Treasure Hunter, our email address is very simple. It's a gypsy's kiss at gmail, and it's just spelled the same way we always spell it. Don't put in the apostrophe. A gypsy's kiss, all one word, at gmail.com, and you can email us there. All right, so at this point in time, I just want to open up for questions and answers. You can ask me anything about a Gypsy's Kiss. You can ask me about Forrest Fenn treasure questions. I don't know that I would have anything new or different to say than what Toby would talk about. And I don't know if I can answer every question, but I am willing to try. So if you have questions about me, a Gypsy's Kiss, the softer side, or relationships, let's get into it. So go ahead and ask your questions, and I'm going to check out the chat. All right. So it looks like everything is clear, and you can see me and you can hear me. And Belva Jenkins is here from Chattanooga. That's great. James Cruz, hello. Gary Sandberg, hello from Seattle. May Bishop, Susan Hecken-Leibel. Good to see you, Susan. And Joey Parra was here from New York. Wonderful. Lori James, Amy Smith. Toby isn't here to interrupt me. That's true. Isn't that funny? Look how much I can talk when, when he's not here. But I don't like to interrupt him because if you interrupt him too much, he loses his train of thought and then he start all over. So we don't interrupt him. They don't interrupt me either because the same thing happens. JL. Let's see. Oh, hey, Mark Harl. The thing to the left of the chest. What is it? To the left of the chest. Are you looking behind me? This? That's a bunch of stuff on my bookshelves. I'm not quite sure what you're talking about. I have a lot of stuff back behind me. This is my office, and usually it's cleaner. However, my daughter and her fiance have moved back in while they're finishing up school. She's going to be finishing up at the end of the summer. He's finishing up, as you know, he's finishing up right now. We're going to his graduation in Mississippi the first week of May. He graduates May 4th. He'll have his aeronautical engineering degree, and he's going to continue on to get a master's. And he's still applying to those graduate schools to see which one he would like to work with. And he is currently also working for Sandia Labs, which is located in Albuquerque. And he does that on, on a distance. He works by, he works in Mississippi. He works for them. So you get it. So anyway, their stuff is here, was what I was getting at. And the house is just full of too much stuff, and we're trying to whittle it down. But that's why there's so much stuff behind me and all over the place. I'm not going to show you. It's terrible. All right, let's see what else we have. Oh, well, Lori, good luck at the doctors. And Jeremy Branson, hi. Deborah Jensen, hi from New Orleans. Nice. The golden thing. The golden thing. Oh, in the book. Let me see if I can find my book. Page 126. Let's see. I may not be able to answer this, but I'll take a look at it. 126. To the left of the chest, the golden thing. Are we talking about the clasp on the chest or something else? If anybody else has an idea of what Mark Carl's looking at and what he's interested in, would you go ahead and put that in the chat? What you think he's talking about? How to answer that? If it's this is part of the clasp. This is just gold pieces, I believe. So maybe that's helpful, maybe not. All right. Jeff Mann, crazy question, but I'm curious as to, oh, thank you. I'll finish this question and then look at the super chat in just a moment. I'm curious as to how you and Toby met and became friends. Oh, well, it's a fun story, Jeff. And also, it's kind of shown in one of our videos, the first video recon that we did about the Taos Junction Bridge in Pilar. We talk a little bit about it as well. And Toby also gives his background in the very first video we did where we talk about going to Forrest's home. But let me give you a quick little summarized version of how Toby and I met. Basically, he was working for the public access station in Albuquerque, and they had a brand new program. Oh, thank you. 1999. And is that from Toby? That must be from Toby. Look at that. Isn't that cute? Toby's giving us super chat. Oh, John Bobbitt, thank you for the super chat. And be sure you get a question in. Jeff Mann. So Toby was working for the public access station in Albuquerque as an outreach coordinator and training producers. So I was interested in becoming a producer. I had just finished the film program at the local community college and gotten my certificate in film technology. And I met with Toby, and he had a really great idea for what I could do a show about. And he taught me how to create a television show. And he also, what's really cool is he taught everybody on the whole crew how to do each job, which is wonderful. And I ended up being the producer and usually the floor director as well. And Toby would be in the booth usually as the director or technical director. And Sean Scott, who you've heard so much about, would work his way up from TD to director. And his son, Jason Eunice, was also working on the show, usually as a sound tech, but he could do any of the jobs. He was trained in everything as well. We had a really great time. If you're interested in seeing that show, it's called New Mexico Media Makers, and it is on YouTube if you'd like to go look at it. It's a little dated, but what it's about is local people in the film industry. We would have them on and have them interviewed by by our team of interviewers, which was Catherine Palafis and Mike Gaba, wonderful people. Okay, so Toby and I worked on that for 13 episodes for about 9 months. And then after that point, we started working on other film projects and that sort of thing. And then it just now here we are. But that's how we met. Jason Hilgerson, hello. John Polasic, if the treasure is found, do you think you guys will try to interview the finder? I know if you guys find it, you'll just Act sad. That's right. We would love to interview the finder. However, as I've said before, we would probably advise them that it may behoove them to not make the announcement. Unless they want the publicity and they want to, be concerned with security and all of the other issues that go along with it. Now, if they want that, we are happy to interview them. We are happy to do whatever we can to promote the find and help them in any way we can. So, yes. Belva Jenkins, is it getting warm enough to do a boots on the ground? Well, Toby and I did go up a couple of weeks ago, the end of March, and we are going up again, not this weekend because he's in DC, but next weekend. Toby and my husband, Kevin, and I will all be going up to, we have another super chat. Thank you. Oh my goodness. We have another super chat. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate this. Again, we're going up to northern New Mexico again, not this coming weekend, but the weekend after. It is warm. It's beautiful weather today, just beautiful. Now, we've had a lot of wind, which is normal for New Mexico in the spring. We say that we have the 4 seasons here. We have summer, fall, winter, and wind. So let that inform you. It's the weather is a little bit unpredictable in the spring, but I believe it's warm enough now for northern New Mexico, and probably southern Colorado. I wouldn't go too far north because you might hit snow. AGK and the Thrill of the Chase, page 126, right? There we go. That's better, huh? JL, thank you. Mark Carl, thank you so much. SEK, is that Swedish euro currency or something like that? Let me see. Be sure to ask a question with your super chat. That's right. Thank you, Joel. Let's see if it popped up. So let me go back up to where I was. He could go to work for FedEx. Memphis is right by Mississippi. Well, Amy Smith, I believe his dream, and we're talking about my daughter's fiance, Gus. I believe his dream is NASA or something space related. He's just very enamored with the space flights. His father, in fact, lives in Cape Canaveral. So there you go. I hope that he can achieve his dream of working for NASA or the space program or one of those. Thank you. Guys, you're just being so generous today and really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Belva Jenkins, in the mountains, is it warm enough in the mountains? I'm a desert girl. I grew up in the Phoenix, Arizona area, so anything colder than 60 degrees to me is really cold. So it's subjective, but I find it comfortable right now in northern New Mexico as long as you have a light jacket with you and maybe a heavier jacket once the sun is down. Let's see. Hello, Shelley from Jod Bobbitt. I went up to Colorado to do a recon, but there was too much snow, so I made a little trip out of it. Going to go back next month. Did you ever read that book called The Rainbow Route? I have not. I will have to look into that because I don't know anything about it. And hi, Toby. Toby is posting as a Gypsy's Kiss, and you see that. And he's on the metro. Very cool. Talking about the bell. Oh, the bell. On page 126, you see a bell? Let's see if I can see a bell. There we go. A bell. Oh, the small bell, which is on the tabletop next to the chest. Yeah, I guess it is a bell. It could be something that's in the chest that he just didn't elaborate on, didn't put in the inventory. Oh, there we go. Lost blurry for a second there. Okay. Tell Toby I'm making more money than him today. He's going to be jealous about that. You know, he and I have that little competition. It's an interesting book, but don't tell Toby. Okay. Except he may have heard me say it because he's listening in. Mark Carl, the thing to the left outside of the chest that looks like a candle holder or something. Yeah, like a snuffer even. I don't know what it is. If anybody else does, please let us know. But I think like somebody mentioned that it's probably a bell or something valuable that's in the chest that was not inventoried in the book. He didn't talk about it. Rick Plank, hello from Cincinnati. Glad to have you today. Timothy Alcar, hello, and good to have you. Yes. Paul McGinty, oh, so good to see you from the UK. It's Amy Smith. Y'all want to make my movie when I find the treasure chest. We'd like to be involved. I think you might get a bigger production company than us that might be interested, but we'd love to be involved. Currently working on a book about our family's slave plantation. That sounds interesting. That we currently live on. I'm not good at writing. It's all in my head. Hey, Toby's the same way. What you might want to do is either speak it, record it, and then get it transcribed, or work with a ghostwriter. That's what was my suggestion to Toby for telling his story, is to work with a ghostwriter who specialized in that genre. So that's my suggestion on that. Let's see. We have Kelly Parker. Hello from East Cincinnati. Please tell me Forrest is as great in person off screen as is under the camera lights. He's definitely an interesting person to know. He's unfortunately, with his age and his military service, he's lost quite a bit of his hearing. So he's very difficult to communicate with. It's easier for him to hear a man's voice than a woman's voice, which is normal for men as they age because they can only hear those bass tones. So you kind of have to be very loud and talk very deeply when you speak with Forrest, and it can make communication difficult. So that affects things, you know, when you're trying to have a conversation and get to know him as a person. And you know, he is getting up there in age, but he's a lovely person, and he loves people. He loves to have a conversation when it's possible. So yes, he's a good guy, and you know, that's what my opinion is. Let's see. Timothy Alcar is good looking as you are. You could be a weather woman. Well, the weather today is quite warm and lovely in Albuquerque, which is funny because Toby says it was rainy and cold where he's at. So he should have stayed home. All right, let's see. Treasure Hunter, JPA Treasure Hunter sent us an email. That's great. And Toby does read all of our emails, and he gets back with people. And let's see, probably the first Swedish Krona super chat. Oh, Swedish Krona. Okay, that's what it is. Thank you. Actually, we had one from Mark Carl last time, which would have been our book. No, Tuesday. Tuesday, we got those Swedish kroners as well. So thank you so much. We appreciate whatever you guys would choose to give us. We love it all. Timothy Alcar, where are we going? It's kind of a secret, but we'll tell you when we get back. Let's see, page 118, Thrill of the Chase. Forrest's father is sitting on the bumper of his car thinking whether or not to give the secret place away. If you know where that spot is, you're at the home of Brown. Well, that's good to know. Swedish Kroner, okay. John Bobbitt, you should tell all of your guy friends to subscribe to the softerside.me. They can see me twice a week on my channel. So, and I'm happy to give advice and talk about relationships with all of them. And as soon as I finish my certification for life coaching, I'm going to start offering one-on-one coaching as well as group coaching. I'll be doing some live Q&A, just like today, only specifically about relationships. So make sure you keep tuning in and subscribe to The Softer Side. All right. Is Toby still actively researching the heat sensing technology for his drone? I believe he is playing with it. I would say it's not his priority, his number one priority right now, but he's playing with that. Hello, Paul Wood. And I keep wondering, Paul, because I know you're from Rio Rancho as well. I was at the grocery store yesterday thinking, Paul Wood could be here and I wouldn't even know it. So I was wondering, which grocery store do you go to? Man in the Barn, it's good to see you. J-Ra from Colorado, hello. It's been windy here too, and there's snow in the mountains still. Well, in Colorado, those mountains are very tall, so the snow sticks around for quite a while. Jason thinks, yes, maybe it is a bell. Yeah, it could be. Guys, I appreciate all your super chat today. It's very helpful. Going to let you know once again that I'm here to answer any questions you have. Hi, and I don't know how to say your name. I'm going to try Jin Chung. Toby's much better at pronouncing Asian words than I am because he had to learn Vietnamese, and he knew some Chinese and some Korean as well when he was working in the intelligence area for the army back in many, many years ago. Plus, he married a Vietnamese woman, so he has some words he still uses. But thank you for dropping in. And if I can't say your name right, if I'm saying it wrong, you can let me know by writing out some sort of phonetic pronunciation, and I'll try to get it right. All right. Once again, any questions you have today about me or Toby, a Gypsy's Kiss, the treasure hunt, Forrest Fenn, or my channel, The Softer Side, and relationship coaching, throw them out there and I'll do my best to answer them. And I'm glad to see you all here today. Please make sure you go ahead and talk to each other as well. That's why I wanted to have the chat open today, so you guys could say hello to each other. Shin. Okay, thank you. Shin. Tejas. Oh my goodness. Shiva. Ru. Drapa. Am I a millionaire? No. Not unless you guys give me $1 million in super chat, then I'd be a millionaire. No. John Bobbitt, remember when Forrest Fenn would always say 2 people can keep a secret as long as the other one is dead? His father in the photograph on page 118 is thinking about giving it away. No, I don't think, see, that was taken before Forrest even had the idea. He tells us he didn't have the idea about hiding the treasure until he got cancer himself, and his father had already passed away before that point. So, Tejas. Yes, Tejas. Okay, I got the Tejas. I don't get the last one. The last one's hard. From India. Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us today. Appreciate it. Dagmar. Dagmar did it. Hello. When will Forrest be speaking somewhere again? It's hard to tell. Again, Forrest is losing his hearing as he ages, and this happens frequently with people who have been through 20 years of military service. They lose their hearing. It's he was in the aircraft, and of course they wear their hearing protection, but that's they still lose it. And so it's difficult to communicate with Forrest. You have to be very loud, and it's hard to be loud in a conversation without sounding like you're shouting at somebody. And so I think he's pulling back on anything to do with that sort of communication. He prefers emails because, he doesn't have to hear people when he gets emails. So I don't know about speaking. Yes, to FLIR drone research. Yes, Toby says yes, he's working on his FLIR, FLIR. Like I said, it's not his top priority, but he is playing with it. He's working on it still. Okay. And I'm glad you guys are talking with each other. That's great. That's why I wanted to open up the chat today. And I guess that Toby's already been to the Library of Congress and finished his trip there, and now he's back on the train, the metro, they call it. I believe he's probably back on his way back to Virginia, where his family is. He's going to spend some more time with them. Denise Bagley. Hi, everyone. Shelley, I'm glad you're here today. Well, thank you. Appreciate that, Denise. I was going to call you Dagmar. Denise, thank you for being here as well. I really appreciate you guys showing up without any sort of announcement. I just, I missed you. Last night, I was like, oh, it's time for the panel, except we're not having one. So today I thought, let's just at least make a few announcements and open up the chat for everybody. Let me go over the announcements one more time for those of you who were late showing up, because you may have missed them at the beginning. So again, we don't have book club today because Toby is in Washington, D.C., and he went to the Library of Congress today. And I know he'll be sharing whatever he's learned with us next time on Tuesday. Sign up for the fan appreciation event. We have a video out that tells you how to do that. And what that is we want to have a gathering online of our subscribers so you guys can meet each other, see each other's faces, hear each other's voices. Everybody will get 1 minute to introduce themselves and talk about, their take on the thrill of the chase and the treasure hunt. And it's going to be just a lot of fun. An opportunity for everybody to kind of see and get to know each other. It's important to us to build this community and offer this, this place where everybody can come together and share ideas and just get to know each other and have friends in this community who feel the same way you do, that this is an exciting hobby, and we all come together and, we get to know more about each other. We get to know more about Forrest Fenn and the chase in New Mexico and the Rocky Mountains. And it's a really fun thing to do. So we appreciate you being here. And we do want to see you at our fan appreciation event. And again, I'll put that link in the description box below to tell you where to go to find out more about that. Again, there's a new article that came out, CNBC Make It online. And you guys can find that link in the chat. Joe Lewicki has posted it, or you can just go to CNBC Make It, and it should pop up for you. And again, that's just a new article about Forrest. The title of it is An 87-Year-Old Millionaire Buried Treasure in the Rockies, and he's offered one main clue. And it's pretty much stuff you've all read before, unless you're new to the chase. And speaking of new to the chase, this did bring in some new subscribers for us. So we want to make sure that we say hello to our new subscribers and thank you so much for being here. And if you didn't click on the bell when you subscribed, go ahead and do that so that you receive notifications whenever we go live or put out a new video. Tomorrow we'll have just the facts, just the FAQs. That'll come out tomorrow afternoon. And Toby and I are talking about partnerships, how to form a partnership, either with families and friends who are close to you or long distance. Then Sunday evening, we'll put out our lineup for next week. Next week's going to be fairly normal. I did put out a new show today on thesofterside.me. You can go there and see that. And it's about the 4 levels of attraction, the differences between men and women, and how they feel attraction for each other. All right, let's go back to the chat. Timothy Alkire, doesn't the warm water halt as soon as it mixes in the river? If so, the warm water halt can mix in the river and still flow into Eagle Nest Lake, the dam. Well, we have to be careful about the dam, as Forrest has told us that the warm waters halt doesn't begin at a dam. And I'm wondering if, because of the timing of that comment and the question that went with it, if he's specifically referring to the Eagle Nest Lake and the dam there, because that does involve some private property. And I know some people were kind of getting into some trouble there with that. So be aware of that. You may want to research that a little bit more before you before you decide upon that. Yes, I've taken over. All right. Thanks for giving your time. You're welcome, Paul. And thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. It wouldn't be any fun for me to sit here and talk to one or two people. It's much more fun when a bunch of people show up. Do you go to the balloon festival? Rick, yes, I do. In fact, my husband is involved in a balloon crew for something called Cocoa Bird, and they have another one called Nerfer, and they're both they're both owned by the same family. And Nerfer is a new balloon that they just got, and my husband is on the crew. He usually works the crown line, and so he's always involved. He goes to every day of the balloon fiesta. He takes the entire time off from work so that he can participate in that. And then I'll usually go with him at least once during the balloon fiesta. We've been many times. Of course, they have it every year in October. And when we first moved here, we would make sure to go to the what they call the Glodio, which is when the shapes balloons will do an evening glow, and then they follow that up with fireworks, which is a lot of fun. And we have millions of people come to Albuquerque for that event. So I recommend it. It's a lot of fun. It's very cool. It's the most balloons in one place you'll ever see in your life, and biggest international balloon festival that exists. So come to Albuquerque early October if you're interested in seeing that. Let's see. Dagmar. Oops. They popped up. Dagmar. There it is. Have y'all considered getting a Discord server? In Discord, you can have chat rooms for people to jump in and talk. And if you decide to stream through it, it works great with OBS. Well, Dagmar, thank you for the suggestion. I don't know anything about Discord other than I've heard of it, but I didn't know what it was, and I hadn't looked into it. So I appreciate the information. Toby and I will have to research that, and we'll let you know. But thank you for the suggestion. It's wonderful. Ask Will. Hello. Howdy. My father-in-law always used to say howdy. Gary Sandberg. Forrest Fenn has stated that the hiding place is north of Santa Fe. Has he said that is Santa Fe, New Mexico for sure, or could it be north of Santa Fe, Texas? I can't find that exact quote. I don't know. Does anybody have an answer to that? I would imagine that most people would assume Santa Fe, New Mexico, because he lived in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and because the books were published and sold only in Santa Fe, New Mexico at the time. They didn't go, and again, Collected Works is the only bookstore that sells The Thrill of the Chase, and that's located in Santa Fe, New Mexico. So I can't imagine that it would be any other Santa Fe, but does anybody know if Forrest specifically said Santa Fe, New Mexico anywhere? Let me know. Let's see. Paul McGinty, No Place for the Biddies, page 20. Looks like could be a map to me. What's your thoughts? Well, let's take a look at the book, page 20. No Place for Biddies. 20. All right, and we're talking about the heading picture with the ladies talking to each other, and he believes, Paul McGinty thinks that kind of looks like a map. Well, I think any kind of pencil drawing can look like many different things to people compared, depending on your perspective. But if anybody else thinks that looks like a map, why don't you let Paul know? And howdy, Mary Green. It's great to see you. Let me get a drink here. John Bobbitt says Forrest was born in 1933. That photograph was taken in 1930. His father later, as a child, his dad took him back to that spot. It became his favorite spot because his dad liked it. I think Forrest was born in 1930. Am I correct, or is John Bobbitt correct? Let's find out. Does anybody know what year Forrest was born? I think it's 1930. We want to look at page 118. All right, let's take a look at it. 118, 16, 17, 18. Oh, isn't that a cute picture? All right, let's take a look at that. All right, everybody take a look. John, that's Forrest's dad, Marvin Fenn, sitting on the back of a car. And it says, father sitting and thinking. The pictures of the house say 1930, but there's no year on the photo of his father that I can see. So if anybody has any further information on that picture, please go ahead and post that for John Bobbitt. Special shapes are the best. Everyone should check it out. Special shapes are a lot of fun. All the special shapes that come out, we have, a Darth Vader, there's flying pigs, there's bumblebees, and oh my goodness, just the cutest things. And definitely you should check those out. They're a lot of fun. That family that I was telling you about, my husband works with on that balloon crew, the wife, Susie, she actually works for the local place that puts together the envelope or the actual balloon. She does a lot of the sewing and cutting and things like that. So they're always letting us know about new things coming out. Recently, she helped work on a penguin. So that was cool. Rick Plank. Oops. There you go, Rick Plank. I've told you before, my son lives in Las Cruces, and I have a friend who is also in a balloon crew there. I'm considering coming there this fall. Would love to have a meetup. Well, that would be awesome. We should definitely think about doing that. Just want to remind you, we have millions of people come to Albuquerque for Balloon Fiesta, so make your reservations early and expect crowds. And but it's really worth it. You just have to plan ahead for that. So that would be a lot of fun. Make sure you email us when you know more. Eric Schmidt, hello, and Dr. Brown, hello. Last attempt wouldn't go through. Too long. Okay. Looks like a canyon in the abstract. Okay. Stephen Marilat likes the looks of that picture from No Place for Biddies. Regarding the May event, I only have an old flip phone, no smartphone. Dr. Brown, if you have a webcam, you can participate on a laptop or a desktop, or if you can borrow one, that would work as well. Oops. Keeps popping up. Here we go. Forrest was born in 1930. August 22nd, to be exact. Thank you, Eric. Dr. Brown, can one participate otherwise, or is it exclusive to smartphone? No. If you have a laptop with a webcam, or you have a webcam on your desktop, that's perfectly fine. Or you can borrow somebody's phone, or whatever works for you. If you can get the Zoom app and you can record yourself the way I'm doing right now, you can participate. I haven't found a single postmark that is correct, except for possibly one that has a blurred year. Exactly. Toby felt the same way, and he studied them and took pictures. And we do have pictures of those on our blog at gypsieskiss.com if you want just to look only at the postmarks and not flipping through the book and everything. Does anyone know whether you can privately IM someone on this chat? I don't know. If anybody knows that, would you let us know in the chat if you can privately IM someone and how to do that? Toby, check, let's see, Kelly Parker. Toby, check the back of the Declaration of Independence again while there. Maybe the Book of Secrets. Jimmy Fast, page 22. Why does Forrest have an angel shadow? Angel fire, maybe? Let's see, page 22. Good thing I had my book close by. Let's see. 22. He has sort of an angel shadow. Let's see. He kind of has a shadow behind him that maybe resembles that he has wings. It's very cool. If you look at the shadow, you're right, Jimmy. I can see what you're saying about it looking like an angel. You guys might have to get your own copy out to see it better. But this shadow behind him, you can see that it kind of looks like an angel. Angel fire. What a great clue. I don't know, because I don't know if the picture was doctored at all. It would depend on that. I mean, if he just threw a picture in there, because that's all he had. I'm sure he threw in most of the pictures that they had. So I don't know if he even noticed the shadow, but what fun to think about. Let's see. John Bobbitt, in the early 1920s, that spot was very famous. If you look into the history, why I know where that spot is, so I know the significance. The book, The Rainbow Route, will get you there. Well, we'll definitely have to take a look at that book. Oh, Toby says he recorded real-time videos with his smartphone at the location, and he's uploading them now so that everybody can take a look at those. That's great. The secret is with the Charlotte. Dr. Brown, even if the days of the week were totally assigned randomly, there ought to be 3 that happen to be correct on those postmarks. Very strange. It's strange indeed. But I think they were just a design feature. That's my opinion. I think they were just a design feature that Susan, I can't think of her last name right now. Lou and Susan. Susan, I believe, was the one that designed those and stuck them in, but I could be wrong. All right, it's Marvin. Marvin Fenn, and sitting at the home of Brown and page 118. That's one of the clues, or an aberration that lives on the edge. Okay, well, we'll take a look at that, especially when we get to that chapter. All right. Forrest's father and son were named Marvin. That's right. And Dagmar says, I love old black and white photos. My grandma had a huge drawer full of them, and me and my brother used to get the drawer out and make up stories with them when I was little. Isn't that true? And I remember going through photos as well and asking, who's this? Who's this? And it really brings a family together. And I think that's one of the things that's missing with all the digital photos we take nowadays. We don't have that picture to hand around to people so we can sit together and talk about them. Used to have to print them out, and so few of us print out all of our pictures anymore, or any of our pictures, in fact. So that's something to keep in mind as you're taking photos. Let's see. Marvin is sitting at the home of Brown on page 118. Okay. Well, like I said, we'll have to read The Rainbow Route and find out more about that. John Bobbitt, thank you. Me wrong? Who, me? Jeremy Branson says, anyone see the short CNBC article that posted yesterday? Yes, Jeremy, that's one of the things we were talking about further up in the chat. I'm sorry, Jimmy Fast or Joel Lewicki, one of you guys posted the link. One of the moderators posted the link. I think it was Jimmy Fast. I may have said Joel earlier. Anyway, the link is in the chat, but I'm also going to put it in the description box below. So we have been talking about that. And again, the article there's nothing really new in there. It is actually a conglomeration of other articles which are cited in the article. And it's all put together chronologically, just basically goes over the treasure hunt and why it exists and a little bit about Forrest. It's not too in-depth, just it's nice. It's nice to have that national recognition again of our, of our community and Forrest Fenn and the treasure hunt. And again, it bumped us a little bit in our subscriber numbers. So I wanted to make sure that I put this out today so we could say hello to our new subscribers and thank them for subscribing and let them know what's going on with our channel. All right. Does anybody else have any announcements they need to make about the community or any other articles that have come out that we're unaware of, or any exciting new videos that are related to the Forrest Fenn treasure hunt that we should know about? Let us know. Right, Eric. That must be the second of the two major articles that Forrest mentioned, and I know there's more coming. Toby has his ears out, and he's heard of a couple more that may be coming really soon. And again, Forrest had mentioned to, I believe, Cynthia, that one of them would be in an art magazine. So we haven't seen that yet. So we will let you know when we see them and share them with you. Forrest was Forrest was supposed to come up with a couple of announcements. Did he ever make those? I believe he just wanted to let us know about the articles that were coming out. And the one was in the Amtrak magazine. And then the article that came out yesterday in the CNBC Make It. I know there's a couple more in the works, and they're not published yet, but we will let you know as soon as they come out. The first article was the one that came out in the Amtrak magazine last week, and I can locate that. Yes, I can locate the all the links for those articles and make sure they get posted in this description box for this video. Let me write that down so I don't forget. Links to articles in the description box. I'll make sure those get in there. Yes, Toby says 1930. See? All right. Right. Cynthia's blog is chasingfennstreasure.com, I believe. And she's keeping up her blog. And again, she just came back from Montana. She took a scouting trip up in that area, and she did talk about the articles and the announcements that Fenn was making, which was basically that the articles were coming out. And there's more in the works, as I said, and we'll let you know as soon as we know anything about those. Santa Fe, New Mexico. All right. I think we're just about done. We've gone for an hour. So I really appreciate you guys being here with no notice. And all of the people who gave us Super Chat money today, really appreciate that. If you didn't get a chance to donate to Super Chat, but you are interested in funding either our search or my education, you can go to our PayPal account at paypal.com/gypsieskiss.me. I think it's in the description box below as well. So go to our PayPal account. If you, oh, look, more. Speaking of Super Chat, get that in there. If you didn't get a chance to give Super Chat, you can go to our PayPal account and give us a donation there if you choose to. And again, we use that money for equipment, our searches, which we have another one coming up soon. And if you earmark it for my education, then Toby will make sure that I get that as well for my continuing certifications. So, oh, thank you. Thank you, John Bobbitt. Appreciate it. Yes, Toby is aware of at least 2 other articles that are coming out. And again, Fenn had said one of them would be in an art magazine, and we know of at least one other one for sure that's going to be in a different magazine. And when those get solidified and published, we will let you know. I believe the Santa Fe Guardian might be working on something about Fenn as well. So again, we'll let you know as soon as those come out and get published. Let's see. Doc Fenn has been back with his grandchildren. Forrest was contacted. I've seen the Fenn treasure hunter post, which cites a second party who posted a brief video clip. His impact to Yellowstone or West Yellowstone since 1950. We did hear that in an audio interview that he had not been to West Yellowstone since 1950. But we know he has gone to Yellowstone because he talked about a trip that he took up there to visit his adult daughter, and they had gone to Yellowstone together. So that would have been after 1950. Said he meant he hadn't been there for the summer since 1950. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Eric. Forrest was contacted to clarify. He said he meant he hadn't been there for a summer. So he has been there for shorter trips. Let's see. The Seeker, hello. And where does the lines cross? And who is getting married? The lines cross. Who is getting married? I'm not sure if you're referring to exactly what you're referring to, the Seeker. So if you want to clarify that a little bit about which lines you're referring to and who is getting married. I know my daughter's getting married. She's getting married in October, but I don't know if that's what you're talking about. Hey, Jimmy, listen to the clip. Dr. Brown, Eric Schmidt spent all of his summers in West Yellowstone, save one when he went to Georgia to visit his namesake, I believe. Okay. Very good information. Thank you, Eric. All right. And I think we're going to close up because we've been here for an hour, and I appreciate all of you guys showing up without any notice. And it's great that you're getting to chat with each other. Fenn Treasure Hunter, good afternoon. Sorry that this was unannounced, so I appreciate you showing up at all, but we are getting ready to close out. Again, if you didn't get a chance to do Super Chat, you can donate to our PayPal account, and we will release a video tomorrow, just the facts about partnerships, and we'll release a video on Sunday with the lineup for next week. And then next week will be a pretty normal week for videos. And thank you so much for being here with us today. Appreciate your time, your treasure, your talk, all those T words. Please be sure to go to thesofterside.me right after this ends and check that out. And I'm going to go ahead and get those links down in the description. So after this processes, you'll be able to find those in the description. So thank you so much again. And for A Gypsy's Kiss, I'm Shelley Carney. Have a good day.